Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to package client wins into assets that sell on autopilot. Now, we're going to actually dive into these key areas here that you can see on the presentation. So there's a lot of people sitting on a gold mine and they don't even know it. Most people finish a client project, they collect payment and immediately move on to the next one. This is something I did for a long time. I made a big mistake when doing it. And they're leaving thousands, if not even millions in some cases, on the table because they don't understand that every client win is actually a marketing asset that can sell for them forever. In the beginning of my journey, I got a few testimonials, but then when the paid clients started coming in, I didn't even ask them for a case study or testimonial. I just moved on after the job was done. They'd say thanks, they were happy with it, and then I'd try and get the next client without using the previous one as proof or social proof. A silly mistake that cost me thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, that I don't want you to make. So let's say you deliver a project for 5K and it generates 50K in value for your client. You get paid once, you move on, and that's it. But what if that single client win could generate you 10, 20, even 50 more clients at the same price point? What if one case study could make you $100,000 in lifetime value? So here, every undocumented client win costs you an estimated $15,000 to $100,000 in lost lifetime revenue. You're working harder instead of letting your results do the work for you. And why does this happen? Because it happens to everyone pretty much. It happens because you're too busy chasing the next client. You don't even think about documenting the journey of the current one. You don't see client wins as a marketing asset, just completing the project, that's all you want. You think testimonials are one screenshot on your website, and that's the entry of actually using testimonials to get more clients. You have no system for capturing, packaging, and deploying these results, and you're focused on delivery instead of leveraging what you've already built. I know a lot of people in this last position where all they're doing is focusing on delivery, fulfilling for the clients, and they don't even think about getting new clients. Then once they finish with that previous client, they've no business. So I'm going to teach you the asset mindset. So you stop seeing client projects as one-time transactions, and you'll start actually seeing it as a renewable asset that generates leads, builds authority, and closes deals on autopilot for years after that project ends. Because one well-documented client win can become 5 social media posts showcasing previous and specific results, 2 detailed case study threads breaking down the process, 1 comprehensive video case study for your sales page, lead magnets based on the frameworks that you used, sales call proof points that overcome objections, website hero content, referral fuel when prospects ask to see similar success results, pricing justification for premium positioning. Like, the list goes on. This is the start of it, and this is what we're going to dive into. So you need to actually make some serious mindset shifts to even start seeing results here. So instead of saying, I need to finish this project and move on, you should be saying, this project is going to generate me clients for months. Be confident. Don't say a testimonial is a nice thing to have. It's actually essential, and every testimonial is a sales asset to get more clients. A lot of people I hear, they say, I'll document my work someday, even though documentation is part of the project delivery. Think of it as the delivery. And I've heard some people say, my work speaks for itself, but they don't unless you actually package those results correctly to sell it on autopilot. So let's dive into the documentation system, and this is where most people fail. They wait until after the project to start documenting the result. By then, half the valuable details are gone and the client has moved on. You need a systemized approach that captures everything in real time. So I'm going to go through this 5-phase documentation framework with you, and phase 1 is a pre-project baseline capture. So the moment a client signs, you need to capture their current state, and this becomes the contrast that makes your results look incredible. So what you need to document, I'll just go through very briefly with you. So their current metrics, their KPIs, their traffic, revenue, conversions, whatever it is that you're working on. Screenshots of existing systems, pages. So for example, with a landing page, you can screenshot it before and then after you've completed the work. You can document the client's own description of their problems and frustrations. Now this could be even during a sales call that you have with them. Take note of the issues that they're having. You need to ask these because then you can solve these problems. And take note of what their goals and success looks like, because you can actually achieve that with them, and then that's a massive win. So you need to actually capture it by creating a project kickoff form that a client fills out during the onboarding. So ask them, what are their monthly numbers at the moment? What have you tried before that didn't work? What does a successful outcome look like for you in the next 90 days? Can you send screenshots of your current system, their website, their process, whatever that might look like? And then use a Google form or type form that automatically saves responses to a client assets folder organized by a client name. And you need to set this as a required step before the project actually kicks off. So in phase 2, you need to capture the progress as it happens. So this is mid-project progress tracking. So you can't wait till the end to document the results, as I've mentioned already. So you need to track that progress weekly and capture the journey, not just the destination, right? And I'll give you a checklist here. So screenshot the relevant metrics, the dashboards, take any insights or breakthroughs that you've discovered, document their feedback, their reactions, and capture any wins, like early screenshots that you can take, and record challenges that you can overcome and solutions that you can implement. So it's actually worth setting like a reoccurring task every Friday evening, something like that, to document this week's progress so you don't forget it. And it takes 10 minutes and it captures gold that would otherwise be lost and forgotten about. So what you need to track is a before, during, and after screenshots showing these incremental improvements, step by step up the ladder as you're helping the client. Make sure you're tracking all the screenshots, all their excitement, all their happiness with the wins and the improvement over the metrics week by week. Phase 3, I want you to capture the final transformation with proof. So this is the results documentation phase. And this is your money moment, right? So the dramatic before and after, that becomes your primary sales asset. You can showcase the before and after. You need specific numbers, you need visual proof and emotional impact. So for example, you had a 47% increase in conversion rate. The revenue went up by X amount, 30K in additional revenue. The time cost or savings that you have eliminated 20 hours of manual work weekly if you're doing AI automations. And then the secondary benefits, so like 35% improvement in customer satisfaction. Then you want to document how the client actually feels about this transformation. Then you want to actually document how the client feels about this transformation, what changed in their day-to-day operations, how this has improved their life, how was this important to their business, what can they do now that they couldn't do before. And if you have this attached with visual proof, like side-by-side before and after screenshots, this is a game changer. Phase 4 is the testimonial collection. And this is where social proof gets really powerful when emotions are hot. Best time to get a testimonial is when the client sees the result. Strike while their excitement is genuine, not after they've got over that initial excitement. So there's a strategic approach here to actually getting that testimonial. A lot of people ask me, like, when can I ask? When should I ask? And you don't just ask, can I write a testimonial? You need to ask specific questions that generate usable content. So I have a script here, right? So you can have the client name, let's say, James, I'm so pumped about these results. Quick favor, would you mind answering 3 quick questions about the work together in a 2 to 3 minute video? And these can be the questions, right? So what was the specific problem you were dealing with before we started working together? What results have you seen since implementing this solution? And how has this impacted your business beyond just the numbers? And you can do this in different ways. So you can actually offer to do a quick Zoom call and have a genuine conversation with them and just record that call. Provide specific examples. So I'll actually often send them another testimonial that they can see what people have done, and just tell them it'll take less than 2 or 3 minutes. And don't be afraid to follow up with a testimonial. I have to do this quite a lot, and that's absolutely fine. It's normal. Phase 5 is the long-term tracking. So you actually want to document the long-term results and that ongoing compounding effect, because the story doesn't end when the project is delivered. The best case studies show sustained or improving results over time, and this makes your solution look even more valuable. So you can do a 30-day check-in here, right? So, hey, James, wanted to see how things are going. Curious to see how the results have been so far. This can be 30 days after completion. It can be a 90-day check-in as well. So, hey James, how's everything going? What are the numbers looking like now? Any unexpected benefits you've noticed? So you can actually get 2 more testimonials from this by just asking the right questions. So we can actually package these frameworks, right? So the hero's journey case study is number 1. And you can have the struggle in the beginning, the solution, so that's your process, the transformation, which is their results, and the power elements, and then where to deploy. So basically, the power elements are what results you got, like 40%, 30%, whatever that looks like, and then where you need to actually deploy these case studies so they can be on websites, they can be on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, anything like that, lead magnets, sales assets. They can be a video sent to or an email sent to a prospect when they book a call. Something I love doing is creating social proof threads. Not every piece of content needs to be comprehensive. These bite-sized wins create authority through consistency. And there's a formula here for you to follow when posting content. So you can actually pause this video now, like screenshot it and use it for yourself. Throw this into ChatGPT, tell it your client results, and use it for your own case study. Now, for actually using these, you can post 2 or 3 weekly threads on this. You can vary the clients, the results, and once you gather enough case studies and testimonials, you'll have an endless pipeline of it. And you can actually pin your best performing thread to your profile. For me, example here, I have a case study as my pinned performing thread, and then repurpose across the platform. So post this on LinkedIn, post it on Instagram, YouTube, whatever that looks like for you. And in framework 3 here, this is an authority building lead magnet. So package your client wins into downloadable assets that capture emails and qualify prospects. I actually know someone that sold a case study on how a client got to 60K a month, and you could buy that case study for $1. So serious buyers would purchase it, and then the upsell rate was crazy on this. And again, here's the blueprint that you can pause, you can take it, screenshot, put it into ChatGPT, get the copywriting from this. And there's the exact structure here that you can use for your lead magnet. But the bottom line is, you've already done the hard work. You've delivered the results, you've generated an ROI, you've made the clients happy. That part is done. But if those wins aren't documented, packaged, and working for you on autopilot, you're just a hamster on a wheel. Same grind, different day, always chasing the next client. One great packaged case study can almost guarantee that you close more deals and generate more revenue than the first client paid. Think about that. The work that you did 6 months ago could be generating you revenue today.